The tube light is an incredible innovation in modern day filmmaking, and pretty much any set you go on nowadays you'll find them just because they are so versatile. You can put them pretty much anywhere. They yield great colors, great output, and you can just do a lot of creative things with these tube lights. But with thousands of them out there, how do you choose which one to buy? So I've been wanting a 4-foot tube light for a while now, and this one was actually sent to me by the nice folks at Great Video Maker. This is the BD45R, and today I just want to take a look at it, its features, and how it compares to previous tube lights that I've used, and just to see if it's worth your money. So let's jump into it. In this video, I want to talk about 4 major categories, and those are ease of use, versatility, brightness, and value. So let's start with ease of use. In terms of ease of use, this light starts off pretty nice with this sweet carrying case, which a lot of lights don't include, and that just allows you to store everything in one place, super nice and neatly. But from here, the downsides begin, and the first major downside in terms of ease of use with this light is the battery, which actually is not included in the light whatsoever. There's no internal battery. There's only plug-in power and external batteries, which is so unfortunate and not industry leading at all. Literally every other tube light in its category has internal batteries to allow you to power it in unique locations, and only offering external batteries pretty much limits all the benefits that you have with a tube light in terms of where you can put it, where you can bring it, and how it functions. And it's really disappointing to have that, and it makes it extremely difficult to use. Basically, if you want to battery power this light, you need to use the NPF batteries, which they've actually included, nice enough, but it's still extremely inconvenient because to charge them, you have to take it completely off of the light, put them back on, and you just can't keep the light running while it's charging. It has this clunky look to it that's just frankly unprofessional, and I'm not a big fan of it whatsoever. So I really think that's the biggest downside with this light, and it really has a huge impact, bigger than I even thought it would. Now, in other regards to ease of use, this light does actually have a pretty nice app that gets really bad reviews, but it works quite well. I think it connects quickly, and you can make very nice adjustments on the fly to your image. So I can just go back right here, change it to HSL, change color super easily, and see everything on the app, which is significantly easier to change settings on than the device itself, just because it has a few buttons which do work pretty well, but it's hard to navigate. So the app is a great addition to really customize what you're wanting to see. Now, in regards to versatility, this light takes yet another hit, and a lot of that is due to the battery and wiring requirements of this light. If it's powered by the external batteries, the weight balance is way off, and so it's really hard to level the light. And if it's powered by the cable, well, you have to have a cable going to anywhere the light is, so it really limits where you can actually put this light, as well as the versatility of it. And this is also hindered by the mounting points on this tube light. It's not great. There's a 1/4-20 on either end of the tube, and then one in the middle of it, which doesn't allow you a lot of mounting capabilities, and you can't twist the light to adjust it to your needs. Literally the only good mounting point on this light is in the center here, and if you have a battery attached, it's ridiculous. I mean, it does not hold balance at all. It just flies all over the place. I pretty much can't keep it level. So basically, like, my light can only face this direction when this pole is facing out this way. There's no way to tilt it down. Usually with tube lights, they'll have a ring around it where you can adjust the angle of the light up and down, but this one simply faces horizontally, and so it just gives you pretty much zero flexibility when trying to set up a scene. And it's extremely frustrating. Like, it's just a super inconvenient light to get in positions that tube lights should be in, if that makes sense. So for example, to get this shot you're seeing right now, I actually had to use external components on this tube light from another lighting kit to even get it at this angle. And that's pretty unfortunate because this lighting setup is relatively simple. I'm basically just trying to fill in the outside light, wrap it around a little bit, and I can't really do that at all with what's just included in the box. So yeah, versatility really takes a hit. You just can't put the tube light where you'd ideally want to put tube lights, and that makes it not as useful. So it's too bad. Being able to mount a tube light horizontally like this is crucial, and the fact that I have to use all these external components to make it happen is not a great sign. In terms of brightness, this light is sitting right about at industry standards at 750 lux at about 1 meter, which is pretty much the same as the industry standard Astera Titan tube, which is just over that at 785, I believe. So I would say the brightness is totally sufficient for most things. You can use it as a key light, you can use it as a fill, all those sorts of things. It's not really a problem during the day like this. Obviously doesn't do much, but you know, it is pretty bright. But while the brightness is pretty good, it's not the best if you can't use all the effects that are featured on this light, and unfortunately they don't work fantastic. If I go in here to some of the effects, as you can see, we have the rainbow pixel effect going right now. If I go to one of this light's effects, like the lightning, you can see that at first it looks good, it looks like lightning, but then once you watch it a couple times, you realize that it's the exact same pattern for the effect over and over and over again, and that's the same for all the effects. So if I go to the candle, for instance, it's on, off, on, off, on, off. There's literally just zero modification within the light's effect. It's just super consistent, and so it looks extremely fake because of that. And I think that's just what you're getting for that cheaper price. But that being said, some other lights do it much better than even this. And same with the pixel effects, I'm just not super impressed by any of them. Like the rainbow is kind of cool, but it's just not awesome. The wave does some stuff, and you can modify and you can adjust it in the app, but it's just not super flexible to give you the same options that a higher end light would give. So how does this tube light look in terms of value? Well, right now it's on sale for $349, but usually it costs $479, which is about half of the industry standard Astera Titan tube I was talking about. But at $479, there's about 1,000 other 4-foot tube lights that you could choose from. And a lot of those other ones have just better features overall. And the biggest one for me being the internal battery. Like almost every other tube light you find for $479 is gonna have an internal battery. And unfortunately, that for me is just a massive deal breaker. I do a lot of adventurous things in remote locations, and having to lug around those external batteries is just not practical whatsoever. And so even though this light does have some great features, it's bright, it has good color rendition, all those things, because of a few of its features, I just can't recommend it for use myself, and I think it's not super practical for a lot of other people, especially in its price range. But seriously, to great video maker, just add an internal battery and add some more mounting points and flexibility, and you've got yourself a solid product, but it's just lagging for a couple of big reasons. If you want to check out this light for any reason, the link is down below. Right now, the sale, $349, is actually a pretty good deal, and I think that is worth it. But yeah, that's it for today. If you like this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you all next time.